Beautiful. There's something about flying an RC private jet, isn't there?
Brand new, just released, twin 40mm 4S J-65.
All right, why don't you give us a little lowdown on this plane?
I'm shocked that more people are not talking about this plane. So it's manufactured by XFly. Anyone who's new to RC or been around RC would know and should know that XFly is a more cost-effective brand. That doesn't mean it's junk. It just means that they are targeting a more cost-conservative audience.
And the price?
Plug and play, $180.
Yeah, that's hard to beat. I mean, even the E-flite UMX was $200.
Right. Now, plug and play means that you can put in any receiver of any protocol of your choice. So I have in here my own Spectrum receiver, and I'm running a 4S battery. I did change out the connector, but it's gonna come with an XT60. This is gonna fly on a 4S battery, any range from 1800 to 2600 recommended. I'm flying on a 2900, and I'm getting incredibly long flight times of 7 minutes.
Oh, wow.
7 minutes on a 2900 4S, which for any of you Spectrum guys out there, they make a Pro Air 2900, but a 2600 I'd say is the sweet spot. The way I'm flying it feels a little heavy on the wings, but it still handles it just fine. Paint scheme is great. It comes in a blue and it comes in a red. You can also get it in an unpainted white. Assembly time was very minimal. However, I have to be objective. There was one major issue I encountered. So starting with all the good, the main body, the two wings literally screw on with 4 screws, 0 glue required, which is awesome. Where I struggled was the tail section. You connect it up here, and mine did not have enough room. Where they glued in the Y harness up there for my particular model, they glued it too far forward. I did not have the room I needed. I needed to get in there and just peel off a little foam. Maybe that was just mine, but either way, we're not talking about a $700 jet.
And it's really cool too, because living in Tampa Bay, right next to the airport, Florida, you see a lot of these flying through the sky. So I can only imagine how cool this thing is. So.
Oh, it's awesome. Another cool thing to note is if you're craving this style of RC, you don't have many options. XFly has this, and it has the XFly Twin 40 twin liner, similar style. From there, you're really jumping into your twin 70s. You're talking $500 or more. This is one of maybe 2 or 3 options.
Park Flyer.
Yeah, Park Flyer. You do not have a lot of options. You will get a little bit of nose bounce. That is completely normal in a tricycle configuration. The heavier battery does significantly help. Takeoff is very, very smooth. Nice gentle acceleration, and a very minimal amount of elevator is required to get airborne.
It looks beautiful.
A common issue that is very often discussed with twin 40s is that they tend to be underpowered. I can personally attest every twin 40 that I've ever owned, I've considered to be underpowered. The problem is twin 30s are UMX size, and they're usually made of lightweight EPS foam. When you get into twin 40s, you have the smallest power plant going into EPO foam. And the majority of twin 40s on the market are underpowered. I can tell you with confidence, this jet is not underpowered at all.
Near straight vertical.
It has plenty of thrust. Now we do have a significant crosswind, and again, that heavy battery is very much helping. Smaller batteries will yield a more exciting flight characteristic at the disadvantage of shorter flight times. I can also confidently tell you that on the battery that I'm running, your landings can get a little squirrely. It will carry down the runway and it will have a tendency to bounce. Lighter packs like a 22 to a 2600 will significantly help this. But Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, it's great. And the fact that you're doing aerobatics nice and easy with it too.
It's got a great roll rate. For all of you Spectrum guys out there, you can program safe select.
Safe mode.
There it goes, kicking back in and coming back out of it.
AS3X mode.
Let's get some close-up flying. Now, talking about stall characteristics, it is a swept back wing on a private jet. There's no way around it. Physics are physics. If you fly this thing in too slow and you exceed your angle of attack with the nose, it will drop a wing. Planes can and will stall at any airspeed in any configuration. Physics are undefeated. So make sure that in your turns, you're maintaining a little bit of throttle, especially when you're working the rudder. Let's do a little show pass. But as you can see, I have the wings very heavily loaded. I am on the highest end of battery size that this plane can reasonably accept. And this entire flight is happening on 50 to 60% throttle. Let's do a nice low speed pass here.
Beautiful.
Very docile.
There's something about flying an RC private jet, isn't there?
Oh yeah, it's a great experience. It's very different from your sport jets. Flight times are incredibly efficient. I want to share this because I am from this world, but the brand guys out there, what do I mean by brand guys? The guys who are loyal and only consider the top name brands. I have been one of them, and it was really a matter of I'm a creature of habit and a creature of comfort. This is significantly cheaper than some of your major name brands, and I can tell you that with the proper configuration and setup, it's an excellent plane. It'll hammerhead. So we're gonna make a nice elongated approach. I'm gonna try and approach from the corner opposite of the incoming wind. And you guys are gonna see what I mean. The plane will carry inertia. There are no flaps at this size and cost level. You just wanna keep on a little bit of power.
No, everyone survived.
You know, little bit of bumps, but you know, a wonderful, wonderful plane. If you're in the market for something like this, you just have to understand the airframe. It will do your rolls. It will do a little bit of knife edge, but it will couple quite a bit, but that's not what it's designed for. It's a scale cruiser. I'd say this is a great second EDF, possibly a great third EDF. I definitely recommend it. I'm sure Michael put a link in his,
Yes.
what's it called? A bio, description.
Pinned comment, all that stuff.
And check it out, XFly. That was 6 minutes and 35 seconds on the timer, and I am confident that pack is perfectly balanced. Pick one up, have fun with it, get the white one and paint it yourself. All right guys, we just wrapped up our flight. We clocked 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That is an extremely long flight time for an EDF jet.
It really is.
All right, I'm gonna plug in my battery and we're gonna check the voltage live. And there we are. Can you see it in the sun?
Not at all.
Let's go into the shade. 3.80 per cell.
Nice.
Perfectly discharged. What does that tell you? 6 minutes and up is exceptional flight time, so you do not need to run a battery this big. The reason I wanted to run it is because a lot of guys do have a battery this big and they don't want to go buy a 2600. I can tell you, check the weight, okay? This is a Spectrum Pro Air G2, so check the weight. As long as your weight is fine and you balance your center of gravity accordingly, you can fly a larger battery. It's a great value for dollar. The biggest drawback that I can share is that wheel landings are very difficult.
Nice plane, nice flying. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.